class with your stuff. All right, go. Negative 11. If you need to, it's plus negative 6. You guys are past that. Okay? Maybe C. Get the rest of these done. C. Negative 4, very good. Parentheses around it, negative 5 squared. Harrison.
25.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Correctamundo. How'd you know it was going to be positive?
Because the negative times the negative is a positive.
Great explanation as well. It means negative 5 times negative 5. Now, on E, do inside the parentheses first, order of operations, and then square that number. Make sure you keep parentheses around it. Natalia, what do you think?
49.
I got 49. It's negative 7 inside these, and we're going to square that. Keep your parentheses around that. Okay? Wild Bill, what do you think about F?
16.
16. Negative 4, quantity squared, makes 16. Okay, you're going to be squaring a lot of numbers today. Sean.
Miss Teal wanted me to give you these copies. She got yours by mistake.
Right. I think something was wrong.
Yeah. All right.
Anybody need notes? Are we good? Okay. So that was just a little warm-up. Now, we're going to do the distance formula today. Okay? Put your fists up in the air like two random points on a graph. Here's two random points on a graph. Put them at an angle. Don't put them perfectly horizontal or perfect angle. How far is it between this point and this point? Okay? That's what we're going to do today. The distance formula is going to tell us that. Everybody go to your note card. All right, note card. You don't have to write real small. There's hardly anything we're on this one side. The distance formula. Okay? Given x1, comma, y2, or excuse me, y1. So given a point, x1, comma, y1, those would be actually real numbers, people, and x2, comma, y2, a second point. That was your second fist. Okay? D equals, put the biggest square root symbol you've ever drawn.
Whoa.
Long square root symbol. All right, start a parenthesis. x1 minus x2 quantity squared. You're going to subtract your x's and square it. Plus, start another set of parentheses. Okay. You're going to do y1 minus y2 quantity squared. That's the distance formula. You guys see why we're going to let you guys use your note card on your test? Yeah.
Maybe.
In high school, next year, guys, you'll have to memorize this formula. We don't want you to memorize it right now. Use your note card. Okay? Everybody got it written down correctly. Make sure you would hate the miss problems because you wrote it down wrong on your notes. All right. Jump back to your notes now. That's your note card. Keep your note card safe. All right. Here's the mumbo jumbo that we just wrote down. The distance d between 2 points with coordinates x1, y1, and x2, y2 is given by the formula. Oh, look at that. They put their x2s first and their y2 first. And it's subtraction. Is subtraction commutative?
No.
You guys switch subtraction around?
No.
No. But because we are squaring it, it's going to work out to be the same value. All right? So your formula and this formula might look a little differently, but it should work out to be the same. Okay. We're finding the hypotenuse of a right triangle when we find the distance between 2 points. Okay? So this basically has a lot to do with the Pythagorean theorem, and Here's what kids always think. I remember totally thinking of this in high school. Wouldn't the square root and the squares just cancel each other out? Look at that. You're squaring something, but then you're square rooting it. Wouldn't that just cancel each other out? Well, unfortunately it doesn't, or we just get rid of it. So you got to use this whole formula. All right, let's do a couple problems and watch how this stuff goes. First couple problems you guys have to do, they ask you to graph the ordered pairs first, and then find the distance between the 2 points. Okay? They usually don't work out evenly. You're going to round it to 1 decimal spot. Everybody practice rounding to 1 decimal spot tonight on your homework. All right, everybody graph the point 1, 3 and the point -2, 4. And then connect those points with a line segment. 1, 3 is up here in quadrant 1. -2, 4 is right there. It's a big graph with 2 points that are not very far apart. Okay? And everybody connect them. You don't have to use a straight edge, but just connect them. We got that part done? Estimate it. How far apart are those points? Remember, each box is 1 unit. 4.
3.
3, 4. Great, guys. Is it like 15 units apart?
No.
No. It's 3 or 4. Okay? That's good estimating skills. So your answer should be about 3 or 4. All right. Write small, as we found out last period. All right. They use capital D. Same thing. Everybody put a big, long square root symbol. Dev, what's the first x value you see?
1.
1. Very good. Minus, what's the other x value?
-2.
Can I change it to y plus 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Y minus -2 is the same thing as y plus 2. And then we're going to square that number after we add them together. Okay? Plus. Dev, what's the first y value?
3.
Minus
4.
quantity squared. Nice job. So, we're going to subtract our x's. The second x is negative, so that's why it's minus a negative is the same thing as plus a positive. All right, show a little bit of work here. Dev, what's 1 plus 2?
3.
3 squared. Use parentheses. Don't try to do that in your head. Plus, what's 3 minus 4?
1. Or
-1. Be careful with. But we're going to square it, so really it doesn't matter. But don't make any little math mistakes. Dev, 3 squared.
9.
Plus, be careful, Dev. What's -1?
1.
Yeah, +1, right? -1 squared. Everybody agrees +1? Guys, wake up.
Yeah.
Shake your heads.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And then, Dev, what's 9 plus 1? I know you can add that in your head.
10.
10. Now, everybody grab your calculators and find the square root of 10. And round it to 1 decimal spot. Round it to 1 decimal spot. Jack Muir. 3.2. Well, I should probably use the approximate symbol here. How was our estimate, guys? Somebody said 3, somebody said 4. They were great, between 3 and 4. So, guys, it should take you 3 or 4 or 5 steps to get through this. You cannot just grab your calculator and get an answer. You can use your calculator to square numbers and take the square root of things, but show all your work where it came from. All right, try that next one. Graph those 2 points. Let's find the distance between them. 7, -5 is down in quadrant 4. 3, 0 is right on the x-axis. So we're going to find out how long that line segment is. Is that line segment longer or shorter than the green one?
Longer.
Longer. How much longer?
Maybe like 5.
I think 5 times longer than that one?
No, like 2.
Yeah, it's like two times longer than that one. Double it. Okay? Well, let's see what it is. Tara Burke, first x value, minus quantity squared, plus first y value, minus 0 quantity squared. Okay, they're substituting the numbers in there. Burke, 7 minus 3. Use parentheses around that too, guys. And then negative 5 minus 0? Very good. It's not going to change at all. Negative 5 quantity squared. Okay. Tara, what's 4 squared? Plus, what's negative 5 squared? 25. Anybody smart enough to figure out what kind of number you will never, ever, ever get?
Even number?
No,
Negative.
a negative number. Because you're squaring. Guys, when you square a positive, it becomes positive. And when you square a negative, it becomes positive. Okay, add those two numbers together. 41.
6.4.
What is it?
6.4.
6.4. It was almost exactly twice as big.
Yeah.
Look at that. That was almost twice as long as the first one. Good estimating, guys. All right, so those are problems where we have to graph and then find the distance. What I remember was just these problems where they just gave you two coordinates, and your job is to find the distance between them. Nowhere in there does it say you had to graph them. So let's just use the distance formula. D equals big long square root symbol. Donnie, first x value.
4.
Minus.
-3.
Can I go right to plus 3?
Yes.
Yes. Squared plus, keep going, Don.
8 plus 6. No, 8 minus 6.
Well, no, 8 minus negative 6, which is 8 plus 6.
Squared.
Okay, then quantity squared. 4 plus 3, Don.
7. So it makes 41.
Okay, I'm going to do that in the next step. 8 plus 6?
6 is 14.
14, quantity squared, which I think you did say was 49 plus, Donnie, type in 14 squared. I don't even know. I think I know.
196.
I think it's 196. Keep that on your screen, Donnie, and hit plus 49. 240. So the distance equals the square root of 245. Keep that on your screen, Donnie, if you can. And what's the square root of 245?
15.17.
So there's 10. I got 15.7. Okay. So those 2 points, guys, are pretty far apart. 15.7 units apart. Okay. Try the next one. Go. I don't think this one's very far apart. Trace, what are we writing?
-2 plus 5 squared plus -4 plus 3 squared.
Nice job. -2 plus 5?
3.
-4 plus 3?
1. Or -1.
-1. Oh, looks like we already did a problem with these numbers. Trace, what's 3 squared?
9.
1 squared?
1.
Add them together?
10.
And what's the square root of 10?
3.2.
Yeah, we already did that on the front side, 3.2. Somebody was taking notes for you. So that one's about the distance between those 2 points is 3.2. Okay? Next one, they're going to give you the coordinates on a graph, but they didn't tell you the exact coordinates. So, first of all, everybody connect S to R. How far is it from S to R? Well, we're going to write down the coordinates first. Connor, you want to do the coordinates of R or the coordinates of S?
R.
R. What are the coordinates of R?
-3, 2.
I don't think so. -3, 2 would be like way over here.
Or,
Do X comma Y.
2, comma, -2.
That's what I got. It's 2, -2. Okay, so we start at the origin. 1, 2, and then down 2. Okay? Angie, give me the coordinates of point S.
7.
Yeah, so 7, comma 6. That's what I got. Start at the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now let's apply the distance formula. Big long fraction line. Okay. Kelly, Christy, talk me through this. 2 minus 7 quantity squared plus negative 2 minus 6 quantity squared. 2 minus 7, Cal. Negative 2 minus 6. Negative 8. What's negative 5 squared, Callie? Plus 64. 89. Square root of 89 is... Some people are just going to leave 89 as their answer, guys. Don't do that. Make sure you square root it. I got 9.4. That looks right. About 9.4 units. Okay? So sometimes you'll have to come up with the coordinates from the graph. Be careful coming up with your coordinates.
Put like about.
Say again?
Just put like a little about.
Well, because we rounded it. It's not the exact answer. So that's what it's about 9.4. I would mark wrong maybe if you just had an equal sign. I'd be okay with that. Harrison.
I did it wrong, but
Got
I
it?
still got like 9.8. I did.
Thanks for that bit of information. Fix it. All right. Couple word problems. All right. Vega. Set up a coordinate system with units to feet to locate the position of the vegetable plants that she planted in her garden. You done? Great. Tara was doing notes for you. Tara, you hook her up or?
Yeah.
All right. She has a tomato plant at the coordinates of 1, 3 and a pepper plant at the coordinates of 5, 6. How far apart are the two plants? Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. Here's all we're doing. Find the distance between the 2 points. Okay? Use the distance formula, plug in your values, and chug out an answer. Plug and chug. Okay? Phoebes, what would you write?
1 minus 5 squared
Got it?
plus 6 minus.
You want 1 minus 5.
3
Right.
6.
Yeah, the guys, don't mix up your points. If you start with 1, 3, you got to stay with the 3 with your first one here. 3 minus 6 quantity squared. Okay? 1 minus 5, Phoebes.
Negative 4.
Nice. Be careful with your signs. 4 quantity squared plus 3 minus 6.
Negative 3.
Excellent. Square negative 4
16.
plus
9.
is?
23.
Nice try.
25.
Thank you. And what's the square root of 25? This one we would actually use an equal sign because the square root of 25 is exactly 5. Okay? All right. Last problem, we've got some decimals involved. Probably need your calculators here. On the park map, the ranger station is located at 2.5 or 2.5, 3.5. And the nature center is at 0.5, 4. Each unit in the map is equal to 12 miles. Well, that's going to come into play when we're done. After we find the units, we're going to multiply by 12. Okay? What's the approximate distance between the ranger station and the nature center? So let's find the distance between the 2 points first, and then we'll figure out how many miles it is. Okay? Harms, talk me through it.
So 2.5 minus 2.5 squared
Got it?
plus 2.5 minus 4 squared.
Nice. Squared. And, well, these aren't that bad at decimals. Katie, in your head, can you do 2.5 minus 0.5? 2. How about 3.5 minus 4? Right, negative 1/2 or negative 0.5. Very good. We're going to square that number. I know you can square 2 in your head. Everybody type in negative 0.5 squared. Watch what that does. What'd you get, Katie? Remember, we said it can never be negative, so you're not using parentheses, I don't think. on your calculator. Okay, so when you type it in your calculator, you've got to put parentheses around it. Okay, because if you don't, what it does is it just squares the 0.5. It doesn't square the negative sign. Positive, and that's what it is. 0.25. Okay, keep that on your screen, Katie, and hit +4. And square root it.
About
2.1. So that's how many units on the map there are. But each unit is 12 miles. So type in 2.1 times 12.
25.
I got 25.2. 25.2 miles apart. Okay, because each unit was 12 miles. All right, keep that note card handy. You may use that note card on your test Thursday. You're gonna need it for your homework tonight.
Wait, are we writing anything on the other side?
You know, we might put an example on there. Oh, stop! I want you to finish your test. Anything else?
Still holes in this.
Angie, go ahead and you can do your homework on that. Start getting caught up out in the hallway. Just come give the test back. You go out in the hallway and finish your test. Come with me. What's up? You can use your yellow cheat sheet and your calculator.
They can come in Kelly's room.
Okay. Angie, go into Mr. Calder's. You want to sit at the table? You sit in the hallway.
One of Mr. McCall's early.
Which is 104. You got your stuff?
Hi, Andy.
All right, guys. Again, disappointed in a few of you guys with the grades on that quiz. I mean, some of you guys just didn't study. I mean, right now, be honest with yourself. Did you study or did you not study? Okay. I need those back. I gotta be taking them. Divide it out and find out your percentage. Yeah.
Watch the video.
It's
The last page is probably what
you
you'll be
should
left.
probably do that in a couple days. There's the old cheat
Because
sheet.
finding the that was like the this was a hard part
You're
because
good.
I was like,
Then you'll sometimes and get the rest of the course free stuff.
no, I had to try and
Divide it out to find out your percentage. Down or Trace.
Sir, can I go get my book?
Someone ask with your stuff.
Come on, Dad.
Shushko. Shushko got a perfect. Kelly Christie, nice job. You got a perfect. Jack Meir. Coin.